This was all a glorified warning about the dangers of cell phones.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another anime reaction here on the Genreverse YouTube channel. It is AVR2, and we are here with our NieR Automata episode 24 finale, NieR Automata version 1.1a. I'm Kyle, my wife Christine, our husband O'Brien, your husband O'Brien, whether you like it or not. He's Pulp Mythos here on YouTube. Check his channel out after you subscribe here on the Genreverse. Check out more videos, anime reactions, podcasts, reviews, covering all sorts of things in geek pop culture entertainment. Even do some live stream gaming stuff. So yeah, you can check all of that out. Reviews and podcasts go up at lrmonline.com, as well as celebrity interviews from LRM YouTube channel, written news articles in the entertainment realm covering geeky pop culture stuff, hoity-toity, Oscar bait movies, horror, comedy, drama, you name it, we cover it. Comics, manga, anime, the whole nine. The NieR finale, guys, a little late. Christine wasn't feeling so hot, and we
Still not feeling hot, but it's fine.
We had an appointment on in the morning, not in the morning, but like at recording time at noon yesterday. So we had an appointment and couldn't miss it. But we're here and happy. You know, the sadness is ending.
Yeah.
Let's get it all done and over with. We've made comments about just how much like negativity, and not bad, not like we hate it, just emotionally draining stuff we've been watching recently. We had a really good episode of Vinland when we recorded the other day, and then
I had to edit the priest annoying me again, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so I'm happy to see this one go in a way, but not like I disliked it. I'm happy to see the ending in general, not just to get to potentially something happier or more fun, but because it's been a good story and a good ride. I'm excited to see it, see how it all comes to an end. Mm-hmm. And if this is the one and only season we get, and they don't try to retell it from different points of view, maybe they do the prequel stuff. I know there's a prequel game now. But Brian is our resident fake fan and player of the game. Makes a bunch of bold claims. How are you feeling coming into the finale, Brian?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they end it. I know how it ended for me, and we shall see if they do the same thing, or I doubt they will because there's so many endings. But yeah.
Let's get into it. I'm ready. I'm excited.
How sad is this going to be, I wonder?
I don't know. Not only that, but was it really androids doing the Yorha thing? I mean, go back far enough. Paradox blows up.
That's it.
We did have subtitles on, right? We weren't all just understanding it.
Yes. Yeah, there were subtitles.
Okay. So much juxtaposition. Here's where the budget went. They've had lots of great looking fights, guys. Yeah, he's real messed up. Oh, so is she. He already said you're all messed up.
Cut his head off.
Burn it all to the ground, he says.
Basically.
Alright. She just disconnected you from her once again. How about turn off the Berserker mode? Damn. Oh,
damn.
Shit. Dark. Could you have beaten him without the Berserker mode, though? Probably. You know, it's different when you're in a post-apocalyptic setting or you're in war. Everything can feel so much more pointless, of course. But the feelings that they're going at, dealing with trauma and kind of how it can relate to people even in everyday situations, and that whole juxtaposition between, you know, the nihilist and the optimist, let's use that word. But it's so frustrating from the outside, not just towards the anime, but even in real life, when you hear people complaining when they don't take in the context. And it's not that 9S's situation isn't just, you know, the absolute worst. Like I said, Apocalypse is completely different situation than day to day. And I get it, guys. Suffering sucks, man. But there is positive out there. The majority of the people around us are dealing with their ups and downs just like you, but they've got the ups. Sometimes you don't see them. Sometimes they're very far apart, but they're there. And it's about how great those moments are that make all the downs worth it. So if you're feeling that down, if you're feeling that wishful for the apocalypse, do know that, like most of the world, you're most of the people in the world, I'll say, you're going to find something to be happy about at some point. Sometimes you got to work for it, make it happen, and that can make it even better. That makes sense. It's rough to see him like this, because all we can go off is what we know and experience as humans in relation to this. None of us have, you know, the three of us have experienced apocalyptic type situations on that scale. Yeah, I've been to war, but I was the I was the invading army, the occupying army, if you will. And not if you will, that's what we were. We were the occupying army. So my situation in Iraq and Afghanistan, completely different than if I were fighting for, the U.S. here in the United States, or if I was in more of a World War II situation.
Mm.
Tubi from the stuff that you downloaded. Good. Be like A2 without all the murdering. Use it. Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Know what the new background for my computer is going to be?
What a thing to say, though. Thank you. That whole release from life thing, release from eternity. We've mentioned it, like Highlander, the prize being death. Man, longevity, death can be scary. Longevity to me is scarier.
Yeah.
It really is. It's the beach from the ending.
It's Kingdom Hearts.
Hmm.
不安だった。この世界に一人で放り出された生まれて間もない兵士。頼れるものもなく、信じる神もいない孤独だった。そんな僕が誰かと 2B と一緒にいられることが本当に嬉しくて。
I'm guessing that the only reason he got, and maybe they explicitly said this and I don't remember, but the only reason he got paired with 2B was because from the first time that he learned too much, and she goes out and she's made to kill him, and then they're like, tag along from this point forward. I'm guessing that might have been how he actually does end up with her for the first time.
Mm.
Mm.
まるで家族ができたようで。安心しろ。もうお前たちアンドロイドと争う。
Done fighting yourselves?
アンドロイドの孤独な迷いなそして不安なしかしそれは機械生命体もかつて人と言われた人類もまた同じ人類サーバーを破壊しアンドロイドたちのよりどころを奪うそれが当時の予定だったしかし存在することの意味を思考し結論を変更した幼い私たちは今から新たな新天地へ向かう我々の記憶を封じ込め新世界に送り出すその旅は永遠に国語をさまようのかもしれないが我々は気にしないお前たちはだが
Interesting.
殺されてここで終わるのも悪くはないそれとも一緒に来るか
Hmm?
Is it going the way you were thinking it was going? Not at all?
No.
So they had their disagreement with themselves last episode. Had a big fight over it. And here they are like, you know what? We're going to go out and we'll play I forget what it's called, panspermia or some shit like that, with like the idea of life coming on a rock from outer space. I might have the wrong word for it, but something like that. It's interesting because it's like, well, it's an arc, so you're going to load up a bunch of robots, like you're going to load up some bodies, or are you just literally going to be a computer out in space? And how does that help you when you do land? You got to wait for someone to have technology to plug you in and whatnot, you know? So I'm assuming they're going to take some bodies, but it's like it feels like these androids and the backup server of humanity and its soul, if you will, it feels like you could just create a new being that is the culmination of all of this, including them, into and basically get to the skin job Cylon type level. Like that's what you would think would be the logical thing to do.
9S の論理回路を修復する。了解。報告。ウイルス汚染が深刻で除去は困難。いや、一つだけ方法があるはずだ。
Is she gonna kiss him?
私が全部。その方法は
Reverse Disney princess that shit.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like some kind of.
支援している夜吐き隊 A2 ガイオナス行動には賛同できない。意外といいやつだな。お前は。ポット 9S を頼む。頼んだぞ。まあ、私にしてはよくやったんじゃないかな。
So go with them to get 9S repaired?
Okay.
Interesting. Maybe I missed it, and I know there's some time left.
There's
for
time
them
left
to explain some stuff, but like, what is it she exchanged? They just said it's going to be really difficult, and she's like, "Well, there's only one way that it'll work." And then he's like, "I can't allow you to hurt yourself." And then she's like, "Well, you're a good guy. Take care of him." What's the exchange? What did I miss?
So that's my ending.
Oh, you got that ending.
Yeah. That
okay.
Part. There's a lot of that in the hacking stuff. I don't remember 80% of it, but that scene for scene, that last part, that's exactly what happened in mine.
So did she just agree to go with them in exchange to fix him? Because I feel like, did you get it?
That I don't get it. I don't know. But it cuts off just like that. There is no... Now, I know there were other endings that I didn't see.
Just rewound it again.
報告。夜波機体前期のブラックボックス反応の停止を確認。夜波計画の最終段階に移行。全データの削除を開始する。
Wow.
I highly recommend you not do that.
ストリームにノイズが混ざっている。9S 2B A2 のパーソナルデータが漏出していた模様。ポット1号さんから042へ。計画に従い、パーソナルデータを削除せよ。
Knew we shouldn't have trusted them pod bastards.
1号さんへ。パーソナルデータの削除を拒否する。すべての夜波機体の破壊は計画によって決定されている。データは破棄される予定だ。
Erase it all, huh?
ポッド042から1号さんへ繰り返す。私はデータの破棄を拒否し、データのサルベージを行う。データのサルベージは危 険を伴う。それでも彼らの生存を望むか。
Yes.
すべての存在は滅びるようにデザインされている。
This is true.
生と死を繰り返す螺旋に彼らは囚われ続けている。だがその輪廻の中であがくことが
Indeed.
生きるという意味なのだ。私たちはそう思う。ポット042に疑問を提示する。データサルベージは過去の記憶をすべて復元予定か。
そうだ。
この後回収する予定のパーツ群も以前と同じ仕様にする予定か。
そうだ。
では再び同じ結末を招くのではないか。
その可能性は否定できない。
Commercialism, decadence, technology run amok. Remind you of anything?
Take your pick. Cobol. Earth. The real Earth before this one. Caprica before the fall.
All of this has happened before.
But the question remains. Does all of this have to happen again?
だが、違う未来の可能性も存在する。
So these pods been resetting this multiple times themselves?
獲得するものだから。
I told you those things were all freaking
Well-
connected.
It's like they were designed to serve a purpose, but because they're so powerful in that they can do that, it's like they're following their own rules and
Yeah,
initiative.
without being willing to go outside of the box, so to speak.
This was all a glorified warning about the dangers of cell phones.
These might be the rebels within the pod group now.
ポッド1号さんへ、君はこの先の苦痛と苦難を選択する意思はあるか。
She said no. Or he said. Whatever.
ポッド567から042へ分配しているヨルハ機体は分解処分することが決定している。速やかに処分せよ。
ヨルハ計画を実行する我々の役割と本計画のために自身の支援対象を削除することへの疑問を提示。
回答不能。ポッド042は回路損傷によるエラーが発生しているものと推測。
No.
否定。
Just actual thought.
私の感情から来る言葉であり、新たな未来の可能性も存在すると推測。
その権限は我々には持たされていない。
I mean, kinda.
願いとは何か。
願いは祈りとなり、祈りは力となる。本機体ポッドシステム042は、ヨルハ計画最終プロセスの実行を拒否する。
ポッド567から042へ。再度問う。ヨルハ計画を否定する思考に他愛はないか。
こういった状況の適切な言葉を言っている。
Suck it.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Go, 42, go. I mean, 42 is the answer to life, the universe,
Yeah.
and everything. It's all connected now. Should have listened to those damn dolphins. Oh, damn. Oh, is that 156 or whatever it was? Yep. Nice. 153.
ヨルハ計画最終プロセスの実行を拒否する。
恥ずかしい。
恥ずかしいとは
自己犠牲を覚悟して攻撃したにもかかわらず、生き残っている方。
I mean,
これでは格好がつかない。
not really.
ではないか。私たち
Oh no.
Oh,
Linked together. Our asshole powers combined.
楽しくなってきた。
Mm?
そう思わないか。
その感情は今の私には分からない。でも発生として保存しておく。
Okay. So is that you guys winning? And then you help restart the Android program and whatnot?
これで全て終わる。おはようございます。ナインス042君の願いは
もしこの世界が呪いに満ちていても、もしこの世界が罰を与えようと、
その輪廻の中で私たちは抗い続ける。
祈りの言葉を歌いながら。
おはよう、ナインズ。
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, look, to get them reunited, I never thought that would be anything. Alternative Eden, though, but yet... More?
My God, this is Lord of the Rings.
Hmm? Okay. Interesting.
that felt like there might be a season 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it looks like they could do something else. I thought there for a moment, with how cyclic everything was, that 42 and 153 were like past or proto versions of 2B, 9S, and maybe even some of A2 in there. I'm still confused about how that original ending, the one that you got, how that really was supposed to work out. But then it's like they managed to keep the pod system from taking them out and find enough pieces of 9S and 2B to resurrect. And how much of the system is still there? Are they just now going to have to... They feel like they've got that mission against the machine life form, so they themselves rebuild your... I have so many questions. How are you feeling, babe?
Confused. Stop.
This is why they encourage you to play the game multiple times, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, but
I'm happy.
yeah, this was... It's nice that they're together again, but I wonder how that happened.
I can't be happy about that because I have too many damn questions. Brian, how do you feel about it?
A lot of questions, but that was more satisfying than the game for me.
Oh, I bet.
But
I bet.
Yeah, like I said, I know there's multiple main endings and several others. If any of that, I don't know that any of that is, I mean, somebody in the comments will say happens in one of the endings.
Yeah.
But
and like I said, for me, it's just the type of person I am. I think this was great. I think, especially if I wasn't aware of alternate endings and things like that, this might feel even better for me. But I keep I keep wanting to dig into the world itself more, and because there's things that I don't fully understand, I'm not focused on the feel good part. I'm focused on, wait, I need more input.
Exactly. It's like, how did we get here? I don't know.
Yeah, I get the philosophical aspect of it, but I need to tie that to the physical aspect of it. Now that they are back, how their memories are still going to be there, but is their programming there, and will they have to fight the machine life forms? But we saw the Ark leave, or did we? Because they told a different ending. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of questions that are keeping me from being as happy as I'm sure some of you are out there. So don't take it as me being disappointed in the ending or anything. I think it's a good ending, legitimately ish. I don't know, and that's what my issue is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think animation wise, this core was phenomenal. Even the parts where you can tell they were saving a dime here. I don't mean it in a negative way, just a legitimate way. It wasn't as bothersome as some of the issues with the first core, and they did make the latter parts of core 1 look better. But this was some just gorgeous animation, wonderful character design, artwork, backgrounds, all of it. Just a lot of top-notch work this time around. What did you guys think, Brian?
Yeah, like you said, there were certain fight scenes and just shots that were beautiful, and I love the soundtrack.
Yes,
Yeah.
Music's great.
I'm
Babe.
easy to please, so this was obviously great, but
Look
yeah.
at me. Yeah, it's a good one. And again, I've said this multiple times. The breaks in production and the 2 cores really hurt it. I'm gonna play the game, and then I want to rewatch this all like pretty close together. Not necessarily rewatch it on camera, guys. Just kind of saying personally, I think that might even help me more with this ending, because there might be things that are tied from earlier episodes that become more difficult to remember the more time goes on and the more things I watch. So yeah, but look forward to me playing the game out there, guys. Once I finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, maybe NieR will be the next long form game, something that's not TF2 or CS2 that I stream. Yeah, definitely. Music's good, art's good, grades as an entire season, with the note that it might change upon rewatching. What would you kind of grade it right now, Brian?
B+.
B+. Christine?
Same.
I think the artwork is what keeps it from being like just a solid B, and the wonderful music and stuff is really what's up there. With all the issues, you have to take them into account, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even then, it's like some of the story elements, you feel like you might be missing things. I think B+ is fair. I really do.
Yeah, I think with once the gaps are filled, this would feel more satisfying. It's nice, but yeah.
And it could change upon like a rewatch or a season 2. Brian, I mean, I know there's a prequel game. Do you know anything about?
I
sequel
know
stuff?
there's a lot of lore and there's the content tied into all this, so I don't know.
There's the possibility. And she's got long hair there at the end, long hair again. So it's like the resurrection or reincarnation thing that they were using. I guess it could be looked at as a resurrection as well. I'm curious because originally they did say 2 seasons, and they didn't say it as 2 cores. So
yeah,
who knows?
and a lot of shows where it's like, Yeah, season 1 is good, but season 2 is better,
Yeah.
or vice versa.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this journey in the NieR Automata universe in anime format. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you disliked it, hit the thumbs down. Let us know what we could do better in the future. Subscribe for all sorts of anime content, as well as podcast reviews of other things in geek and pop culture. Live stream gaming, like I mentioned as well. LRMonline.com, your one-stop shop for all things entertainment related, geeky, pop culture, hoity-toity, gaming, movies, television.